Years ago, it's a global volunteering initiative. We started off 4 years ago, and we mobilised 5,000 people in the UK to come out to the streets and parks and hospices of the country and just help their fellow man. Last year, that figure grew to 50,000 in 20 countries, and this year we're hoping for 100,000 people to take part in countries including the States, Bosnia, Russia, and a whole host of countries. So it's something that's really caught on. But in line with what we're talking about this evening, which is education, I'd say that we're not going to change the world in one day. And actually, CLID, I would purport, is also an educational vehicle, because what we're actually trying to do is educate people about giving and giving up the time and spending time to make the world a better place. And I think it's very apt that we're talking about this today on Gandhi Jayanti, one of the greatest proponents of volunteering and finding yourself through giving to others. I think that I think I've watched the movie Gandhi about 100 times now, and I still cry during it. I don't know if you guys have seen the film, but I still find myself crying when I see that salt march scene. And I think about what our forefathers did so that Indian citizens and Indian diaspora around the world could all be free. And I think about, I can't imagine the sacrifices they made so that we could be standing here today talking about education and aspiration and all those good things. I sometimes wonder whether we're worthy of the freedom that's been bestowed upon us. I also wonder whether Mr. Gandhi would be happy about the India of today, but we'll leave that debate for another time. And I don't want to be controversial or anything like that. But I think that if I can, I'm not trying to preach from the pulpit here. I look at myself and I look at what I've done with the freedom that was bestowed upon me. I got an education. I took that education. I went to the city and I made some money. I took a bit more freedom and I got a little bit more for myself, and I carried on doing that. I've been doing that for about 25 years. Which is all very good. But at some point, I think in everybody's lives, when you've satisfied your needs of your family and your own needs to have a nice house, a nice car, and what have you, you need to look back at the system that's made you successful, and you need to give back to that system. That system needs both time and money. So that's why we set up CLID. I'm glad that we've got great people like Manoj and a whole host of other organizations supporting us. But apart from the day itself, where we have the volunteers coming out, we also have a schools program, which has been endorsed by UNESCO, where we have a teaching pack which goes out to schools once a year, and kids learn about giving. Because ultimately, an old goat like me is not going to change his ways that much. But if we can change the way through education, through the education system, and through things like CLID, teach our children about giving. Then maybe they'll save us from the world we've created in the last 20 to 25 years. And with that, I'll let you have your wine. But please, there's still time to register. CLID, www.clid.org, #CLID 2013. I was told to remember because I'm a Twitter Neanderthal, and we're on Facebook too. So there's no excuse. If you're not doing anything on a Sunday, come and join us. We're everywhere. Have a good evening and have a great conclave.